This is Cam Weiland, and you're listening to the 157th episode of the Wordplay Podcast. I can't believe this week has zoomed by so quickly. Between mop-up after some company last week and the holiday on the 4th, I'm not really sure what I've done this week. Editing, to be sure, but I haven't been able to focus as much as I'd like, which means my productivity hasn't been sky high. But the good news is I'm nearing the end of my post-editor edits on Dreamlander. I'm looking forward to finishing that so I can get back to Storming's outline. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the deepest breath at this point. I realized during the course of this latest edit that it's going to need some significant changes. I'm just not quite sure yet what those changes should be. I can tell the next few weeks are going to be full of lots of pondering. Have you set the right tone for your story? The latest post in the video series on my blog talks about an oft overlooked but surprisingly crucial decision that needs to be made before you even begin writing your story. To watch it, visit my blog at wordplay-kmweiland, that's weiland.blogspot.com. New videos are posted every Wednesday. And now, I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. 10 questions your readers shouldn't have to ask. The most important thing an author can present in the beginning of any scene is a question that will hook readers into needing to know the answer. The second most important thing is making certain that question isn't the wrong question. You want readers asking concrete questions. Who stole the Statue of Liberty? How is Wesley going to escape the pit of despair? Why did Cinderella order glass slippers a size too large? You don't want them asking the dreaded four-word question, what's going on here? Or worse, the end of the line three-letter question, huh? Be wary of creating what award-winning author Peter Selgin refers to as false suspense, the kind of suspense that has readers floundering to understand the basics of your scene rather than forging ahead with definite and pressing questions. Following are 10 questions your reader shouldn't have to ask. 1. What is this character's name? Award-winning author, and one of my editors, Linda Yezik, explains, nameless, faceless characters don't usually draw readers into the story. Get your readers to bond with your characters early by letting the reader know who they are. 2. How old is this person? You don't have to spell out their age, but if you're writing about an 80-year-old, don't give readers a chance to imagine he's really only 17, or vice versa. 3. What does this person look like? In some stories, you can get away without ever mentioning a thing about character appearance, but most readers like a few hints about what the character looks like, particularly if you're going to end up describing him later in the story. 4. Who is this person? Readers need to know something about your character, so look for a detail or two that will help them flesh him out. This could be his occupation, a prominent personality trait, or a defining action. 5. Where is this scene taking place? Don't leave your characters exploring the Matrix's White Room. Readers need to know if the scene is taking place in a cafe, a forest, a bedroom, or an airplane. 6. What year, season, day is it? This one is particularly important if you're writing historical fiction or some other kind of story in which the date is important. Orient readers with any time-sensitive info. 7. Who is this character interacting with? If other characters are present in the scene, give readers a little help by naming them. He or she just doesn't give readers much to work with the first time they're introduced to a character. 8. What is the narrator's relation to the other characters? Readers should almost always know everything the narrating character does. Unless the other characters in the scene are strangers to the protagonist, fill readers in on how the narrator knows these people and what he's doing with them in this scene. 9. What is the character trying to accomplish in this scene? The character's goal in any given scene is arguably the single most important bit of info to share with your reader. This is what drives your scene. This is what gives birth to those concrete questions you want readers to be asking. 10. Why should I care about any of this? And now we reach the topper on the cake. This is the question you must answer if you want readers to keep reading. Whether the answer is curiosity, emotional investment, or sympathy, you have to supply readers a personal reason to care about finding the answers to all the rest of the questions you will present in the story. If you can make certain you've satisfactorily answered all these questions, without info dumping, in the opening of your book, and to a lesser extent in the opening of every scene to follow, you'll free up readers' minds to concentrate on the questions that really matter, such as the fairy godmother's dispute with the Magic Shoe Company's faulty sizing chart. Thank you for listening to the Wordplay Podcast. To read a transcript of this episode, visit me on the web at wordplay-kmwyland, that's weiland.blogspot.com, and be sure to listen again next week.